Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakach. That my honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers laboring in this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times. Salutations to you brothers and you brothers and sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this is going to be a quick lesson. Something I noticed in the spirit, that through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai is like the message that Yahweh Bashim Shai want to give out to put out to the congregation, especially to the women. Me and during class yesterday, me and the brothers, was talking about a whole bunch of topics, mainly current events, things that's going on in the world. And then one of the topics that came up was the carelessness of these women, and how they got a rude awakening coming in, and from there, this morning, the elder from Boston, Elder Adama, he did a video on the same thing, on they got a rude awakening coming. And then just now, not too long ago, a live lesson ended from the Elder Apostle Kabal about the same thing, man. So, I got from that, that the Lord is putting out there, and the Lord has that vibration that the Lord is putting that is putting the men, you sincere men on guard about how these women operate, and then you women that that's looking to be sincere, so like looking to be sincere, just things, one being great, looking what not to do. And not only that, but seeing how that's the state of majority of these women. You should be grateful that you are the Lord. You know the Lord's name. You can call on the Lord's name, and you have this. The Lord gave you to the that you came into this truth, man, and that you are doing your best to be sincere. But then also, it's a warning to you other women that keep that. Man, there's going to be a lot of death amongst you women, man, because you are disobedient, rebellious, careless, shameless, and the Lord is not dealing with that, man. Like as the nation of Israel was likened unto a woman, we played the harlot, man, and look how far we fell for doing so. Going after whoring after other gods, all right, and these women are whoring after all these men, man. They have numerous sex partners, They have, what I mean? They doing a lot, and they expect a lot, right? And they're not, they're not humble, and they're not coming in a manner to receive. The Lord gave them over basically to a reprobate mind, man. You see? And yeah, man, but that's the spirit the Lord is putting out there, man, because we're coming to the time, right? Right here is coming. I'm gonna get this. And this is the flow of the spirit a little bit. The Elder Apostle Ball's lesson just ended. And I was just thinking, I was just meditating on that, how, it's not by accident that's been a topic that's been being spoken about, right, frequently in these times, man, because you have matter of fact, let me just grab this real quick, and I'll set it, and then I'm gonna go what I was saying. Ezekiel 9 and verse 4 reads. Verse 4 reads, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. And there's a lot of abominable things. And one of the abominable things is, women lib, feminism. That's a disgusting thing. That's disorderly, man. You see, the Lord is not dealing with that, man. You see the scripture, but let me finish this. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Right? So it goes into killing women twice, man. You see? But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. All right, and ultimately, man, the Lord, you elect women, like the elect lady. There's gonna be elect women out there, from the nation of Israel. This is not pertaining to you, but and you're gonna have protection, man. And mainly a man of the Lord is gonna be your protection. Because that's what the Lord's gonna give you, right? When you go into Isaiah 32, right? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Because that's what we was talking about. Matter of fact, a lot of these women, we just had that winter storm, that snowstorm, and this was just another time where you could see where women are not on a level as men, man. You see, you have one of my guys, not dude on one of those social media sites. He was saying, he was shoveling. He said he'll shovel women's cars out, because they don't have no man to shovel their car out, man. You see, they don't have no man to shovel their car out. They opened, like when they say they gave all that cat out all year, but then none of those men is like, man, I ain't coming to shovel your shit out, man. Snow what? Your car's buried in the snow, especially you live on like a main street. And the snow plow come bury you even more on top of the 23 inches. I'm over here in Boston, it was about 24 inches almost. And then you get in the snow plow burying your car in that snow, right? Nobody's gonna come shovel that out, man, for you, man. And that's what these women are starting to realize, man. When all hell break loose, right? Because you got those in certain places in the South that lost power, right? So let's just say, you lose power for 3-4 days, man. You're gonna need a man. You're gonna need a man to help you. Like the elder was saying, like maybe start a fire. You probably got some of those women who probably do so, but a man that's gonna help you start a fire. Go out there and and be do some critical thinking, man. Some survival. Women are not. They're very irrational beings, man. They can't think for themselves, man. They're deprived of wisdom, right? But see, that was set up like that because they was meant to be a woman is supposed to serve, man. That's why, like when the elder apostle Paul said, don't call them women, because they're not servants, man. They're supposed to serve, and they're not female servants at all. They're female hyenas, man. They female monks. They female ostrich, man. What the scriptures say. They're female brute beasts. You see? And the Lord is not dealing with a bunch of these hyenas. That's why I brought out Ezekiel 9:4, because a lot of these women's gonna get put to death because they're not gonna repent. When Isaiah 4:1 come around, brothers is gonna have discretion, man. A lot of these women are gonna get put to death, man. And in that time of trouble, they're, man, all those dudes who've been have a lot of pent up, energy and negativity towards y'all, when all hell break loose, there's gonna be no emergency calls you can dial out to. And they already had times where, the 911 shut down for a couple of hours in certain states, man. Imagine that going down for losing electricity, power, no 911, man, for weeks, right? For days, matter of fact. You see, the elders showed a video where there was only one case of water, and this woman, felt like he was obligated. A man took the water for him and his family, but a woman was saying, "You're not gonna give me that. I'm a woman." He's like, "Man, I got a woman at home, man. The fuck you mean you a woman? I'm a whatever she said she was. I got me a family at home I need to take care of." These women think you're obligated to take care of them, man. They were like, at one side of their mouth, they want to scream their independence and their woman liberation, right? Their independence. I don't need no man. And then when something happens, they're like, "Oh, where's our men? They never want to protect us." Yeah, man, because you said you didn't want our protection. And then ultimately, the man that was going to protect you, you did him dirty. You see? That's probably, and then ultimately, you on your 10th, 20th, 30th, 40th, 100th, 100 plus man, nobody taking you serious, man. You're your private spot is like a revolving door, in and out. Somebody in and out of that thing, man. Nobody taking you serious, man. And a lot of men is coming into that realization that these women ain't shit, man. A lot of these fefails that the brothers say over there in North Carolina, they ain't shit, man. And they're not willing to lose their wits for a fefail, man. They're not willing to give that strength to a fefail. All right. But a lot of women, they're gonna get humbled whether they like it or not, man. You see, because there's gonna be a time where, and it's already coming, where, and it happens in little spurts. When they had the government shutdown, they're like, "Oh shit!" You had a litany of TikTok videos like, "What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Yo, I'm about to go sell I'm about to start selling my cat. I'm about to go do this. I gotta do this. I'm willing to shut the fuck up. I need somebody to help me pay my bills." And then they get a little break for a little second. Then they right back to their ways, man. Disrespectful, rebellious ways, man. You see, out of order. Completely out of order. These women these females are completely out of order, man. And the Lord is going to humble them. All right. But you sincere women, that's doing your best to make your call in the election sure, man. Keep on fighting the good fight of faith, like we brothers here too, man. You see. But the rest of you women, man, which is going to be a lot of you women. That's why Ezekiel 9:4 it mentioned it twice. Y'all man. There's gonna be no covering for you, man, because when that period of grace period was open to you, you refused, man. You refused, and that's a lot of you, Jake. So we're not gonna not mention you fefails, man. Let me get this real quick. Isaiah 32. And verse 2, and it reads that a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers water in dry place as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so that's what a woman, that's what a man's gonna be to a woman, man. It's gonna be shelter. It's gonna be refuge, right? He's gonna be a covering place from that destruction that's coming, that famine, that pestilence, that Jacob's trouble. We're in the beginning of it, man. And society is systematically being broken down, man. The Lord's controlling, but Esau Edom is on the left-hand side doing what he doing. Systematically breaking this motherfucker down. And guess what? A lot of you females, y'all gonna have no protection because that agreement y'all make, that covenant y'all made with Esau Edom, he's no longer honoring his side of the bargain, man. his side of the agreement. He gave you a little, the scriptures talk about, don't, what, we're going to grab it, man. Let's grab this and then we'll grab that. Because that's what he sold to you guys. That's what y'all get, women liberal, women liberty, feminism, right? But let's get this real quick. Isaiah 32:9, it reads, but the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear to my speech, right? And it reads, many days. So let's read this in the NLT, this verse. In a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care, for your fruit crops will fail and the harvest will never take place, right? Your vintage, your benefits, your government benefits, your degrees, you're getting laid off, you're on unemployment, right? All those things is gonna fail, man. You have no lights, you don't have no electricity, right? You're gonna have to learn how to survive, man. And you're gonna be not able to, because you're gonna be ultimately, sitting a target. You're gonna be a target, man. Especially to those that you women who females that disrespected these certain men in the past. Did some foul acts, foul shit. A lot of those a lot of females know what I'm talking about. They come across this video. But see, a female wouldn't even know what you talk about. They won't acknowledge their offense. They feel like they are justified in their ignorance, and they're not their ignorance. They justify in their evilness, man. Their wickedness, they're justified in their wickedness, man. Not evilness, if it's a word, right? In their wickedness, man. All right, but let me grab that. What I was gonna say. It's a rock. Let me grab that. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25. Ecclesiasticus 25, Shalakia. 25 and 24, it reads, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die, right? Because evil being Eve's, like going back into the garden, the garden, right? With Eve, she was basically being rebellious, being tricked into going against, first her man, because her man told her not to do something. Adam told her not to do something, but then ultimately, she went in, listened to the serpent, and then that's where Adam fell, man. Because Adam listening to her. That's why you don't give your strength unto the woman, man. Because these women are deprived of wisdom, man. They're easily taken by the serpent, man. You see? So that's why through her we all die. You see? And it reads, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And that's, again, they have that women live rights, man. Because they're gonna destroy themselves, man. They need guidance. They need leadership. They need to be led. You see? They need somebody to hold their hand through everything, mostly, man. Go ask a woman right now. Go ask your lady, if you got a lady, what does she want to eat tonight? 9 out of 10 times she gonna tell you, I don't know. She don't know what she want to eat. You gotta lead these women, man. They can't make. They're indecisive, man. Then and then when they do make decisions, it's to destroy our nation for the most part. Those females. You see, it's that feminism and women lives is destroying our people, man. It's destroying the home. Because they want to go out there and sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry, man. They want to. What was that movie about? And now there's a show about Spike Lee. She gotta have it. You see, the females gotta have it, man. Like Elder Apostle Kabar was saying, girls just want to have fun. That's all they want to do. You see, so that's why you can't give them the liberty. Right? You can't, as scripture says, you can't give a woman liberty to gab abroad, man. But a wicked woman, that's what they're going to do. They're going to find a way. They get to their third marriage, fourth marriage, and still think there's nothing wrong with it, man. You see, that's the way of the West. They gave them that liberty, man. They understood, like the Aaron Russo said that feminism was funded by the Rockefellers, man. What was it? Rockefellers or Rothschilds? I think it was Rockefeller. Nick Rockefeller. Yep. But yeah, man. Ultimately they're the same. They just be changing their names. But yeah, man. So can't get these women not these women, these females,